Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Medicham. Medicham, always a very strong pick for the Great League, makes for a very powerful lead option as many people are leading with those steel types. People are leading with the large cuddly walrus known as Walrein, and Medicham absolutely dominates on the lead. You just really have to have some coverage for the ghost types, and for that reason we are running Lickitung on the safe swap. Medicham and Lickitung pair very well together as both Pokemon really complement each other and cover each other's weaknesses. Lickitung, of course, going to be weak to the fighting types, and Medicham has that Achilles heel of the strong ghost types. Lickitung, very powerful safe swap option in the Great League. And we've also got Drapaion in the back on this Medicham team to provide an added extra layer of ghost coverage. Of course, Drapaion, one of the more reliable Pokemon in the Great League. Very spammy with Poison Sting, has access to Crunch and Sludge Bomb with Stab. And guys, I do see a lot of Drapaions running Aqua Tail in the Great League. I would highly recommend against that, as Sludge Bomb gives you the most coverage and allows you to really dish out the punishment to those fairy types in the Great League. But without further ado, before we dive into the featured set of the video, we are starting things off with a couple of bonus battles that I thought were tons of fun. And here we go. Picking up a solid lead in Shadow Walrein. They make a play into a Nidoqueen, and we go into Drapaion. But we were super slow on the swap. We were slow on a lot of our swaps last night, guys. It was kind of late, little tired. They caught us slipping a few times last night, for sure. So we allowed this Nidoqueen to get ahead on energy. We're going to call this, and oh my goodness, they hit us with the Earth Power. Holy smokes. This battler is not messing around, guys. They went straight for that Earth Power. Holy smokes. And they do one shot. So we are going to soak all this damage from the Shadow Nidoqueen and just look to farm all the way down. Really load up on energy. We wanted to get close to a Power Whip, expecting the Walrein to come back in. We're going for the Power Whip, and they tank that super effective damage. That is amazing. And they've got a Galvantula in the back as we aggressively go right back into our Medicham to clear those debuffs on our Lickitung. They meet us with a Galvantula. So we do go for the Ice Punch, and they do tank that. That is very interesting. A lot of players will preserve their shields for the Galvantula if they have it, and they tank that, so that is beautiful. These resisted counters are really adding up, as Galvantula is not known for its bulk, so even resisted damage can add up, and we do go for another Ice Punch. We really want to keep up with the pace on this Galvantula, and we will two-shield our Medicham. We kind of want to preserve some health, but it's not trending in the right direction, as they will definitely get to another move, and they do win CMP tie. So we're looking okay. Our Lickitung is still relatively healthy, and they undercharge the lunge. Wow, to the CMP tie, and we did trigger that. So they're going to have to either go down a shield or lose their Galvantula. They let the Galvantula go down, and their Walrein is very low, guys. We know that Lickitung is about as bulky as a Pokemon gets. The question is, are they going to go for the Icicle Spear? And no, they go for the Earthquake, and holy smokes, we preserved our Medicham and we counter it down. Holy smokes, that battle was crazy, and I think that undercharge came back to bite him in the end, but good game, well played nonetheless. Very solid Medicham team for the Great League. One of many that you can run with Medicham. And here we go, picking up another Walrein lead. You love to see the Walrein leads with this team, and they make an aggressive play in the Talonflame. And again, we were slow on the swap, and the lag does not help as well as the Talonflame gets to a Flame Charge. We're going to let the Flame Charge go through. We do survive a non-boosted Flame Charge, no problem, and we are going to look to get off some chip damage on this Talonflame. They can definitely tank a Crunch, and they do, and we will look to get to another Crunch. They can't tank two, and they do win CMP tie. So we're not going to go down a shield, and we're just going to let this go and look to come in and farm down with our Lickitung. Whatever they want to throw, we will tank, but they don't even get to the move because Lickitung can lick down better than any Pokemon in the Great League. And they do come back in with the Walrein, hoping that they weren't keeping track of our energy. We're going to bait We were close enough to a power whip to where we could just get by with the body slam bait there. We do grab the shield there. And we are not going to shield anything from the wall rain. We're going to 2-shield our Medicham, as Medicham with a shield advantage is next to unstoppable in the Great League, guys. That is the power of Medicham. Very powerful Pokemon. And they are getting us pretty low, so we're going to look to go for the Power Whip. If they let this go through, it will not KO, but it'll do massive damage to the wall rain, and they let it go. So we're making aggressive play back into our Medicham, and they've got a Trevenant in the back, guys. This is why you absolutely want Ice Punch on your Medicham. 100%. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Ice Punch is the way to go in the Open Great League for this reason right here. One of many reasons is for these Trevenants, guys. It really gives you a fair shot at the Trevenant. And as you can see, guys, Medicham is putting in the work up against a seemingly impossible matchup here, guys. This is the power of Medicham. And we will shield up everything from the Trevenant, and we will outpace to this Ice Punch as the Trevenant is just shy. They do sneak, but that does not matter because we get to it first, and we're saying bye-bye to the Trevenant. Gonna try and get as many counters in on this wall rain as possible, and they do get to an Icicle Spear, which will absolutely KO, and we will hope to lick down the wall rain before they can get to another Icicle Spear, and we do. Lickitung coming in clutch in the end there, taking out the wall rain, closing the game strong. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played. And to start it off right with some exciting bonus battles as we move into the featured set of the video, we are met with a Skarmory on the lead. Not the best lead for Medicham, but honestly, Medicham is so overpowered that it's a lot closer than it really should be, to be honest, guys. As Skarmory is taking neutral damage from our fast move pressure, and we're just going to look to chip with an Ice Punch. We want to chip down the Skarmory because it takes a team effort for it, and we will absolutely shield up the Sky Attack and then look to make a play into Lickitung. But they aggressively swapped, locking in their Azumarill into this mid-game matchup here, and it's okay. Lickitung can do just fine against the Azumarill. Ideally, of course, you would want your Poison-type Drapaion on the Azumarill, but this works fine as well. Lickitung actually has a very solid matchup against the Azumarill. We're going to look to go for the Power Whip. They can tank one, and they usually do like they did there, but they will have a very hard time tanking too. That is for sure, guys, and we're tanking everything. We are already at a shield disadvantage. And we are going to overload a little bit, trying to get to back-to-back body slams. We do get to the first one. We are a couple of licks off from the next one, but I'm thinking Lickitung is bulky enough to get to it. But no, we get some weird lag there, where the fast move pressure, where one of those bubbles seemed to have registered as 2 in terms of damage. So that is unfortunate for us, as they do chip us with a Play Rough as we come in with our Drapaion, and they make an aggressive play back into the Skarmory. So we're going to look to get off this crunch, and if they let it go through, we're going to look to snipe it with our Medicham, denying them all that energy, making the plays yet again in the Great League. This is how you get ahead, guys, in Pokemon Go Battle League. We now have loaded energy for whatever they decide to bring back in. They come in with the low health Azumarill, so we're just going to look to get rid of it with an Ice Punch. Although resisted, that'll be definitely enough to take it out. And we're going to see what they have left. It's a Swampert in the back. So they are still up a shield, and we are going to look to bait with an Ice Punch. And they do shield. That is amazing. We can now safely shield up their first Hydro Cannon, and we are very close to a Psychic. We did sneak through a counter, and we are just one counter off from the Psychic, and this is going to be doing big damage to the very spammy Swampert, and oh, that does a ton of damage, and one counter does the trick. Medicham, holy smokes. 2 OP, closing it strong against the Swampert. You'd love to see it. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Had lots of fun with this Medicham team and a lot of success as well. It's a very powerful team in the Great League. And here we go. Got a nightmare lead in Trevenant. Going to go into Drapaion. One of the few times I actually safe swapped Drapaion, as Drapaion can serve as a very powerful safe swap option as well. But I tend to shy away from it for reasons like this. They will generally meet you with a steel type like Stunfisk. And of course, Drapaion does not have a very good matchup against Stunfisk, so I found myself safe swapping Lickitung in all other circumstances. But it's okay. We're going to make do here and just get off as many crunches as possible. This could be a Rock Slide, but they do go for the Earthquake. A lot of Stunfisk will try and bait shield, so I don't shield, knowing that we can easily come back in with Medicham and get ahead on energy, fully expecting the Trevenant to come back in. So we're going to look to put the pressure on this Trevenant and go for an Ice Punch bait. We did build up to the Psychic, and we do draw a shield there. Now we're expecting an Azumarill in the back. This is a very powerful and popular team that a lot of people love to run. So much so that I actually featured it in my top 5 best teams for the Great League in Season 11. This was team number 5 that I featured. And this Trevenant is going to unload all of its energy. And there it is, right on cue, the Azumarill. Surprise, surprise. We're going to look to go for a Power Whip on the Azumarill. We do still have a shield advantage, and we grab the final shield. That is amazing. So we're going to look to get to another Power Whip. We really need to chip this Azumarill down. So we will shield up the Play Rough. We are getting pretty low, and we're going to try and get to a Power Whip. But we got a little greedy, guys. We got super greedy right there. Overloading by a little too much, allowing the Azumarill to get to another move. The Power Whip would not have KO'd anyways, so it's okay. We're going to aggressive swap back into our Medicham, and we do get a few counters, and we're going to look to go for the big Psychic on the Trevenant here. It will not KO, but it'll do loads of damage to the very powerful Ghost type Trevenant here, and they do get to a move. So what we have to hope for is that this will KO. It doesn't quite KO, so they do get an extra Shadow Claw, but it doesn't matter. They're not able to get to another Seed Bomb in time, and we do get to the Body Slam. This is absolutely going to be sealing the deal against the tanky Water Bunny known as Azumarill, as we say bye-bye to the Azumarill. Lickitung coming and clutching these battles, guys. Closing the game strong. Who would have thought? That's going to be yet another good game. Well played to our opponent. Very powerful team. It's very similar to another team that I ran in previous seasons, only instead of Lickitung, I ran Greedent. And here we go, picking up a positive lead in Empoleon, and they meet us with an Altaria. So we go into Lickitung. Lickitung really has the bulk to withstand this overpowered Dragon Breath fast move pressure with Stab from the Altaria. So that is the right alignment, and you just go straight Body Slam, of course, against the very tanky Altaria here. And those Body Slams, coupled with the Licks, really do start to add up against Altaria. And we're going to look to get off another Body Slam. This will slowly but surely chip away at the very tanky Altaria. And the Altaria is getting very low. Lickitung is so OP in the Great League. It is unbelievable. And we really want to flip switch advantage because we're reading that there's a Mandibuzz in the back. This is looking like a very similar team created by fellow content creator Zionic. His version has Charm, Alolan Ninetales, but I have been seeing a lot of people swap out the A9 for an Altaria. So that's what I'm reading here, guys. And we, of course, are going to come back in with Medicham. And because we are at a shield disadvantage, we know that this is a Drill Peck, but we also know that we do tank it as well. That's how overpowered Medicham is. And there it is, right on cue, the Mandibuzz. So we go into Drapaion. Drapaion actually has a very solid matchup against Mandibuzz. It is quite close, as they can only go for these Aerial Aces, which isn't the best charge move in the world. And Mandibuzz does not hit particularly hard. So the Aerial Aces don't do a whole lot to Drapaion. And this is a reason why you want to go Sludge Bomb with Drapaion for these opposing Dark types like Mandibuzz. You do not want to have Aqua Tail on your Drapaion, guys. I cannot stress that enough. I see so many Drapaions running Aqua Tail. You don't want that for the Open Great League. You want to absolutely run Sludge Bomb on your Drapaion. And we do bait there. We were not fishing for a boost, but the boost is nice as we did get that defense drop. We don't fish for boosts on this channel, but we were looking to bait, which would allow us to get to another Sludge Bomb. So they're now faced with a very tough decision. Do they want to go down a shield? And they don't. And that Sludge Bomb does loads of damage coupled with the defense drop from that crunch. And the Mandibuzz is just about done. So we make an aggressive play back into our Medicham. The Empoleon is quite low and relatively energy dry, so we counter it down. And that Mandibuzz had 1 HP. Medicham was going to put the work in on that Mandibuzz as it closes the game strong. Yet again, that's going to be a good game. Well played. As you can see, guys, this team is quite strong in the Great League. Their wins were coming left and right, I'm telling you guys, with this team. And here we go, picking up an awful lead and Shadow Alolan Marowak. So we're going to go into Lickitung and see what they want to do. We have 2 solid answers to the strong ghost types on our team, so Lickitung will do just fine. Even though our charge moves are both resisted, the Lick fast move pressure really adds up. And they go Flame Wheel, holy smokes. Oh my goodness. Flame Wheel, for those of you who are unaware, is not a very good charge move. I would not recommend it. Definitely go Bone Club for your coverage, as they made us with a Pelipper. So a pretty neutral lead for us. We are going to shield up the Weather Ball. We want to get in some damage on this Pelipper. They did shield up our Power Whip, which we shouldn't have gone for. Both of our charge moves are neutral, or a hit for neutral damage. Should have just gone for the Body Slam. We would have gotten in 1 additional Body Slam on this Pelipper. So slight misplay there. Shouldn't have done that. As they do take us out, we come in with our Medicham, knowing that they have a very strong ghost type in the form of Alolan Marowak. We're seeing Medicham as a bit of dead weight here, so we just throw it in to soak the damage. And they've got a Sableye in the back. What the heck is going on? This is awful, guys. They got 3 Pokemon on their team that completely shut out Medicham. It is awful. I always say on this channel, whenever you're faced up against a team that have 3 answers to one of your Pokemon, it generally spells out disaster. Our poor Medicham had nowhere to go with his team, so we're going to come in with our Drapaion, as that Sableye absolutely loaded up on energy, fully expecting a bait, but no, they go for the big return. Holy smokes. And we know that this is just a foul play, but because we did not successfully call the bait, we're forced to shield up a resisted foul play. That is just awful, as they make an aggressive play back in the Pelipper. It is lights out. This team was just so OP that Pokemon Go Battle League was like, hey buddy, you're winning a little too much with this team. Here you go, try this one out. As they do win that one. That's going to be a good game. Well played. So, as you can see, unless they have a team that can completely shut out one of your Pokemon, this team does extremely well in the Great League. And here we go, picking up a Medicham mirror matchup on the lead. So Medicham is actually our best answer to an opposing Medicham, so we're going to stay right here. Not a big fan of mirror matchups, but, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And they built up to an Ice Punch and went Power Punch. So that's a bit of a tell that they're not running Psychic, which you absolutely need Psychic, guys. My goodness, so many people running the wrong movesets on Medicham in the Open Great League. But we're going to take full advantage of that. The reason why you want Psychic is not only for the mirror matchup, but also to stand a solid chance up against Azumarill, guys. Definitely don't run Power Punch, Ice Punch. That's a terrible moveset for Medicham, as we did successfully bait. So we're going to look to catch the next move onto our Lickitung. This Medicham is quite low. We're going to hope to get in a few licks, hoping that they'd stand, but no, they do swap immediately into a Bastiodon. So no wonder they were trying to get rid of us, guys. They had a Bastiodon in the back, and this is okay. You just go straight Power Whip on Bastiodon. You do outpace to the Power Whips, and it does hit the Bastiodon for neutral damage. Of course, any damage doesn't seem like much at all up against a Bastiodon, as it is exceedingly bulky as many of you all may know. We're just going to look to go for another Power Whip after shielding up their first Stone Edge. The reason why we shielded was because we want to get this Bastion on as low as possible. We don't intend on shielding another move. We got the Bastion on relatively low enough to where a low health Medicham can come in and punch it right down, guys. We are resisting this fast move pressure. That's the power of Medicham. And they got a Jellicent left in the back, so that farm will prove to be quite nice on our Medicham, as we're going to look to go for the Psychic. And we do land that Psychic as we make a play into Drapaion. And it is not trending in the right direction for our opponent, guys. Not going to lie, Drapaion absolutely dominates Jellicent. And they knew that, so they concede the match. Drapaion closing it strong. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played to our opponent. And that is the team, my friends. Another very powerful team to help you with your climb in the Open Great League. I wanted to run Medicham again. I always have a blast running Medicham in the Open Great League. It's so powerful, guys. Many matchups that it has no business winning, it absolutely does well in, like Skarmory. If you have a shield advantage against Pokemon like Trevenant, you can still do extremely well. Of course, provided you're running the right moveset in Ice Punch. So yeah, very powerful team, guys. Like I said, I've run a similar team in the past with Greedent in the place of Lickitung. So if you don't have a Lickitung, you can definitely run Greedent. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.